This week was absolutely wild. Gold and silver prices suddenly collapsed, the Fed just got a new chair, and the US government is now partially shut down.
Again.
What's up YouTube, Julian here, and we've got a huge week on our hands with everything shifting so fast. So let's break it down and go through what the markets are really telling us. Let's go!
Now, if you like videos like this, I'm going to give you 5 seconds. Help me out by clicking subscribe and also commenting more so that I can produce more videos like this for you guys. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Without further ado, let's get back into the video.
Let's start off with gold. After storming to new highs above 5,500, gold reversed hard, plunging 16%, which is a massive 9,000 pip move in just 2 days. Never seen before. Now, this wasn't a normal pullback. This was one of the biggest drops we've ever seen in an entire week.
To infinity and beyond!
Now, are you even surprised? You shouldn't be, especially if you've been following my videos. I literally talked about this in my video just last week. And at that time, gold wasn't even approaching 5,000 yet. And yet, I saw it by a mile away. So if you're one of the few who watched that video and you managed to catch the hint, guys, drop a comment down below. Let me know that you are one of my hardcore followers. And if you missed it, this is your reminder. Make sure you hit the subscribe button right now. Like right now. Because these videos that I share with you guys are time sensitive. I'm spending hours recording, editing, so that you can stay ahead and the markets don't wait for anyone. Now, I want to talk about silver. Silver was even worse. Silver dropped 39%, which is one of the worst single-day percentage losses in decades. That's an ouch, especially if you bought near the top just because everyone else was bullish. And this is something that I keep on saying over and over again. Never chase the top. Because when price spike up, institutions don't panic buy. They take profits. I would if prices suddenly start spiking up really high, and you don't want to be the one being caught holding the bag when that happens. So why did gold and silver plunge? Let's talk about it. This move didn't come out of nowhere. Firstly, volatility picked up right after the FOMC release. Yes, the Federal Reserve kept interest rates unchanged. Was no surprise there, but markets don't just react to the decision. They react to what comes next, which is the real catalyst, reason number 2. President Trump announced Kevin Walsh as the nominee to replace Jerome Powell. And again, I talk about this in this video right here before it even happened. Markets immediately interpreted this as a more hawkish, more orthodox Fed going forward. This means fewer interest rate cuts coming, a stronger US dollar, less fuel for inflation-driven trades like gold and silver. So what happened? The US dollar strengthened, yields adjusted, and precious metals like gold and silver, which thrives on weak dollar and easy policy, sold off hard. Now, on top of this, we also got the US government shutdown drama. You may be asking me, Julian, another government shutdown? Yes, another government shutdown.
There will be a partial government shutdown tonight just after midnight Eastern time. The Senate will pass a spending package, but they're not in sync with the House. That means there's a shutdown until at least early next week, and that still stings.
Congress failed to complete funding for the 2026 fiscal year, triggering a partial government shutdown as of 12 a.m. EST, January 31st. The standoff happened after the Democrats rejected a DHS funding package. A Senate deal passed, but it never made through the House. Normally, political chaos like this supports gold. But notice something important. This time, it didn't. Why? Because monetary policy mattered more. When markets reprice interest rates and dollar expectations, political noise takes a backseat. Now that we understand why this happened, let's pull up the charts and see what's happening for this week. Let's start off with gold. Now, if you can see right here, this is the weekly chart for gold. And gold right now, on the bigger time frame, weekly, still looks bullish, as long as this area right here does not break at 4600 to 4300. Again, this was one of the key levels that I talked about in my earlier videos. As long as this level does not break, gold is still bullish. But once this level breaks, we can see gold coming down. I'm giving you guys a bigger time frame perspective so that you can see. So I still foresee that there might still be some bearish retracement right down to this area, even on the daily time frame, because there is still a very clear traffic all the way down. So if you're looking to buy gold, I would say just hold on for the moment, look and see what's happening, and wait until it approaches this level right here before making a decision to buy gold. Because if it does go up from this area, fantastic. But if it doesn't, it's going to plunge all the way down and it's going to go down even more. So this is one area that I want to pay attention closely to. Now let's look at silver, since we are also looking at the same thing right here. I will always go to the bigger time frame. Right here, you can see that this level right here has already been touched, has already been taken. This was what happened this week, and gold close, and silver close above this area right here. So this area is still important, which means that this can either be the area that pushes silver up, or if it breaks next week, and if you see like there's a body candle close below this area right here, I would say that more likely silver is continuing its way down. But if it doesn't, silver will continue to push up from this area as it already closed above in this week. Now next, let's take a look at the S&P 500. As you can see right here, S&P was playing sideways most of the week, and it didn't manage to break this level of support, which is why it moved back up to this next level of resistance right here, currently playing sideways. So in order for it to really go up higher, it has to break past this. If it wants to go down lower, it has to break below this area right here, this level of support. So let's see what happens to SPY. Now I'm going to take a look at some individual stocks. Let's first look at Apple. Apple has been able to push up from this area right here. So it's now playing at this level of resistance. And if it wants to push up higher, it has to break above this area. Now, Apple does have some good news recently. If you actually have a look right here, you can see that Apple stocks have been blowing up because of the sales, especially even in China. So looking at this good news, it does seem that Apple does have a potential to push up even further. And if it wants to go up, it has to break past this level, go up to this level of resistance right here. If it does not, and it manages to come back down, then we will see that Apple will likely come down back to this support right here. Google is also still at this resistance level, still unable to break past it yet. There was a couple of times that was playing sideways between this level of support resistance, but it's still trying to push above. If it does push above, it will create all-time highs, but if it doesn't, then it will still remain sideways until it decides what to do next. Next, let us look at Microsoft. Microsoft has been taking a beating recently, even though Microsoft had some good results during the earnings. However, again, maybe due to lack of conviction by the investors, they're not too happy with the earnings results, even though the results was pretty good. It actually took a deep dive, and eventually it went down almost 10%. As you can see right here, it says that the cloud services came in at 39% growth, below the 39.4% expectation. This is one of the reasons why Microsoft did take a plunge, and it also said that the operating margin for the new quarter also came up short. So right now, if Microsoft wants to go up, it has to break above a few layers. This one right here, this is another resistance. It has to push above. If it doesn't, I would say then the next area that it will likely go down towards would be this level of support. So if you're holding Microsoft, maybe you can consider this would be a good chance to get into some Microsoft as well, since it has plunged quite a bit since its all-time high. If I were to pull the graph right here, you can see since the all-time high, it has already dropped by 23%. Next, let's look at Tesla. Tesla is also playing sideways right here, even though it has just had its earnings with good results. You can see right here that the price actually went down to this level of support and closed pretty bearish. Friday itself, it was slightly green, but I would say that if you're holding Tesla, you want to take note of it as well, because it has been said that Tesla's unsupervised robotaxis vanished a week after pre-earnings announcement, which is actually not very surprising since this is something that has been happening for some time. If you look at this article right here, it always says that this is not the first time that Tesla has made a splashy autonomy announcement, and usually after that it was never repeated. For example, in 2025 June, Tesla made headlines about its first fully autonomous delivery of the Model Y, which is said to have delivered itself to the customer's home in Austin, Texas. This was of course announced by Elon Musk, and Tesla's fans had hailed this as proof of unsupervised FSD is ready. But after the incident, nothing came of it. Tesla never did another driverless delivery, which would be surprising if you think that it has happened once. Why not it happening again? So you can see this latest announcement by Tesla about removing safety monitors was also strategically timed. It said here that it was announced just before an ice storm, which gave people a reason to verify Tesla's claims. It was also released just before earnings, and this was after it has reported that Tesla had a decline in sales vehicles. And this was also after Elon Musk's appearance in Davos that Tesla has solved autonomy. This is what has been happening repeatedly over and over again with the same pattern, making bold announcements before a major event, letting the stock rise, and then quietly disappearing. Now, I have nothing against Tesla, but this is just what we are reading right here. So if you are holding Tesla or if you are a big Tesla fan, then this is something for you to take notice about. Next, let's look at Nvidia. As you can see, Nvidia has been playing sideways right here. It has now reached to this level of resistance. And for Nvidia to continue going higher, this is one of the resistance that needs to break. If it doesn't, it's very likely that it will come back down to this level of support. How about Amazon? Amazon did try to break above this area. For the second time, it wasn't able to do so. Looks like it is about to hit down to this level of support right here. Do expect for Amazon to have its earnings coming out this week as well on 5th of February. So let's see how the results will be for Amazon. Next, I want to talk about Meta as well. So you can see Meta did have a shoot up. Literally, this was a very quick, almost 10% jump up, which was surprising after earnings. Of course, Meta did have very good earnings. That's one of the reasons. But you can see the day after, prices started to come down because these are signs of people taking their profits. So if you are holding Meta, again, this is what you want to take note of, because as soon as price jumps, people are going to start taking profits, which is the reason why Meta is likely going to retest this level right here. So it may likely come down. This is the first area. If it doesn't break past this area, it will continue to go up. But if it does break past this area, I would say that likelihood Meta would come back down to this area right here before it decides what to do. If it wants to continue its movement up, it will push up from this area. If not, it will actually come down. So again, if you're holding on to Meta, if you're a Meta shareholder, consider taking some profits, because in order for Meta to go up, it still has this area right here to break before it can go up. As long as this area does not break, it will continue to go back down. So this wraps up our market analysis for this week. I know it was a lot to cover, but hopefully this has helped you give a better understanding about what to expect for the coming week. Again, if you like videos like this, help me out by liking and subscribing, because this means a lot to me. and it helps this channel grow even more as well. And if you want to be able to see how I scalp gold right at this present time, especially since gold keeps going up, just watch the video right around here, and I look forward to seeing you guys in the next video. Bye bye.